This is the weekend edition of I-501 News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Alan Troop. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of I-501 News.
From the I-501 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is I-501 News, your number one source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is I-501 News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about how People for People are pitching in during the holiday season. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Lonely seniors at Columbia Crest Center in Moses Lake, some without families, will enjoy a better Christmas thanks to the staff at People for People. The agency's employees donated more than $130 to buy gifts for those in need. Selected residents opened the gifts last week at Columbia Crest Nursing Home. Santa delivered the gifts on Friday, making for some happy residents. Rosenda Henley, mobility coordinator with People for People, said several residents at the agency were happy to adopt seniors for Christmas.
We at People for People strive to live up to our mission statement, and with the holidays approaching, we took the opportunity to reach out to our community to help people or families in need. For the holiday season, we were given the opportunity to help a family of 8 as well as a few residents in a nursing facility here in Moses Lake.
People for People staffers have been adopting seniors at Columbia Crest for several years. People for People provides transportation services for the general public and those with special needs. It also provides employment, training, and information services. The agency also provides Medicaid and transportation services. Ronnie Smith, admissions director with Columbia Crest, said People for People makes the difference for the nursing home's residents they help.
They impact not just one person, but they impact several people with their generosity and their spirit of giving. So we very much appreciate it, and they make a huge difference to our residents and the families here.
Smith shared the sad stories behind many of the senior residents that People for People adopts.
Some of them don't have families, some of them have family that's out of the area, but we just try to make sure that everybody has a good Christmas or good holiday season. So some of the families bring in their own presents and we hand those out, but for the families or for the residents that don't have family and people around that care about them.
Columbia Crest houses between 70 and 80 short-term rehabilitation patients as well as long-term care for the aging. I'm Jeff Chu for I-501 News.
In Quincy, people celebrated an old-fashioned Christmas at the Ryman Simmons House put on by the Quincy Valley Historical Society. Reporter Cameron Probert was there and has that story.
And with the tolling of the bell in Quincy's first church, Quincy Valley Historical Society began its annual celebration of Christmas Saturday night. The Society's old-fashioned Christmas celebration combined the history of the city with traditional Christmas carols and a church service, allowing families to learn more about the area while celebrating the holiday. Harry Weber, Society member, said the event is one of the most important times for her in the season. She told the crowd to pretend it was 1904 after the church was built.
If it was 1904, we would be here with Samuel and Catherine Ryman and their friends and family. They had just moved into the house next door in 1904, coming here as German-Russian immigrants like so many in Quincy in those early days. And on Christmas Eve, through the cold and chilly winds, they came with horse-drawn sleigh, if there was snow, to this church. As good Lutherans, they celebrated this most sacred of holidays by inviting family and friends to their home, filled with the smells of wonderful baked delights and the sound of singing and laughter.
The immigrants who settled the area marked the holidays through several traditions, including Advent calendars and cutting down a Tannenbaum, or Christ tree. The Historical Society recreated the tree complete with candles lit during the celebration. The event also included a history of the Pioneer Church, which was the first church built in the city, a reading of a Bible story, and a reading of The Night Before Christmas. Weber said the event is a special combination of historical tradition and worship service.
It is very special for the community. It allows us to use this pioneer church. We started in the house though. The Ryman family who built the house and were some of the charter members of this church, Christmas was really an important celebration for them. And they love to have family and friends in. And so we just thought that this would be a good time to honor that in their family and in this church by inviting the community in to have a very simple, acoustic, meaningful service for Christmas.
The event attracts people year after year. For iFiber1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
And we will be right back after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Cristina Sanchez with your One News Weather Center, brought to you by Bud Clary Toyota dealer, Toyota Let's Go Places. Thank you for joining us on this Christmas Eve. We do have a quiet weather pattern for the next couple of days, mainly for this Christmas Day. Now we do have mostly sunny skies with around average temperatures as we go into this Christmas afternoon. A Pacific storm system has brought in snow for the Cascades and also a combination of rain and mountain snow that will continue to impact that holiday travel throughout the night. Now we did start off the day in the upper 30s. Those temperatures are still above average for this time of the year. High temperature today in Alpharetta in the mid 40s. Normal highs in the low 30s. Moses Lake as well. High temperatures in the mid 40s. Started off the day into the mid 30s. Now as we take a look at our current temperature, we are into the upper 30s, flirting with that 40-degree mark, with winds blowing from the west-northwest up to 15 miles an hour. Mostly cloudy skies will continue. We did have a frontal system that brought in a combination of rain and also mountain snow to the Idaho Panhandle and also to the southeastern portions of our state, and that will continue to move out. But this is why we may still see some holiday travel still impacted throughout the night. Then we do have quiet weather for us on Friday, starting off on this Thursday for Christmas Day, and our next storm system will arrive over the weekend, mainly starting off on Saturday. Saturday night we may see a chance of snow within the region, however dry conditions right behind that system. High temperatures on this Thursday along the coast in the mid 40s. 45 for Seattle as the high end. As we take a look into the inland northwest, high temperatures in the mid 30s. So it is a cold Thursday. However, it'll stay for this Christmas Day. We'll have dry conditions into our Columbia Basin. As you can see, sunny skies, high temperatures in the low 40s, above average temperature for this time of the year once again. 42 as the high in Alpharetta, 41 in Moses Lake and Royal City, 40 degrees as the high. As we take a look at our 7-day forecast, we do expect that slight chance of snow for this Saturday afternoon as the next frontal system moves in within the area, moving in from our northwest. However, as we go into this Friday, we do expect that drop in temperatures into the mid 30s. Those temperatures will be right around normal for this time of the year. Then we do have that chance of snow on Saturday, then Sunday, dry conditions once again, and temperatures in the upper 30s. Drop in temperatures once again for Monday and Tuesday. By then, temperatures will be into the upper 20s, and low temperatures for Friday morning and Saturday morning, they will be into the mid to upper 20s. Thank you for being with us. This weather was brought to you by Bud Clary Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. We'll be right back with sports.
You don't need me to tell you that 4 and all-wheel drive time is on its way. But maybe you didn't know your local Toyota dealers are gearing up for the season with special savings on our top-selling 4 and all-wheel drive models. From tough Tundra trucks to our best-selling CUV RAV4 or Venza, the perfect blend of all-wheel drive with safety and style. Plus many others. The bottom line is exceptional 4 or all-wheel drive savings just in time for winter. For full details on these and other savings, visit any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
The Ephrata boys and girls basketball teams had a tough test hosting Wapato. It's never easy facing the Wolves in conference play. Reporter Bob Kirkpatrick was on hand for the games.
Ephrata boys picked up back-to-back wins at home over the weekend to move to 7-0 on the season. The Tigers had 4 players scoring double figures in a 62-40 win over Wapato Friday. Gunnar Blankenship led the way with 13 points. Lloyd Burleson added 12 points and 14 rebounds, and Josh Johnson and Austin Sandberg finished with 10 each in the win. Blankenship and Burleson combined for 50 points in an 84-60 win over Toppenish Saturday. The game was closer than the final score indicated. Ephrata held a slim 43-39 lead at the break. The team exploded for 41 second-half points to blow out the Wildcats. The win gives the Tigers sole possession of first place with a 5-0 record in the CWAC standings. The girls split games with Wapato and Toppenish. The Lady Tigers had a rough outing in a 66-49 loss to the Wolves. The team bounced back with a dominating 63-39 win over the Wildcats. Harley Venata paced Ephrata with a game-high 22 points. Kendall Sage added 12, and Maddie Stuckey finished with 10. The split puts the Tigers at 2-3 in CWAC league play. Ephrata is back on the hardwood January the 3rd at Grandview.
Cesar Sandoval and Tyson Karstetter knocked down 20 points each, and Moses Lake came back to beat Eisenhower 68-54. The Chiefs trailed 19-12 after the first quarter and were down 27-26 at half. Moses Lake went on a 19-8 third quarter run to go up 44-35 heading into the final 8 minutes of play. The Chiefs scored 24 fourth quarter points and ran away with the victory. Moses Lake moves to 2-1 in Big 9 conference play with the win. The Chiefs head up to Juneau, Alaska the 27th through the 30th to take part in the Capital City Classic. Moses Lake girls extended their win streak to 9 games with a 65-29 beatdown of the Cadets. The Chiefs got another strong outing from point guard Jesse Loetta, who averages 18 points a game. Despite the streak, the Chiefs have only a 1-game lead over Sunnyside in the Big 9 standings. The Chiefs and Grizzlies will battle it out for first place when the teams return to league play January 10th. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our next story is about Grant County's interagency narcotics enforcement team that surprised 3 families with a Christmas they'll never forget. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
These guys are used to being undercover, but not usually wearing Santa masks. A quick raid meeting Monday morning, and the detectives from INET, along with the Grant County Sheriff's deputies and Moses Lake and Quincy police officers, headed to surprise 3 families with what they called a rest warrant, giving families a well-deserved rest during the holiday season. 3 families were selected with the help of local churches, and each family's clergy was on hand during each of the warrant services. With presents in hand and an awaiting grandmother and 6 grandchildren inside a Moses Lake home, officers and several county officials served the rest warrant signed and written by Superior Court Judge Evan Spurline and read out loud to the family by District Court Judge Tyson Hill. But it wasn't just presents for the kids. Grant PUD paid the family's power bill for the next 3 months. They were given an oil change and a gas card, night out for grandma, a traditional holiday meal, and gift cards to help fill immediate needs. And one last surprise as the family headed outside as a truck pulled up filled with bikes for the kids as an early Christmas present. Meet Kathy Gardner, a grandmother to her 6 grandchildren she's raising on her own. She called the day a miracle for her family.
Oh, it just means so much. We were just praying and asking God and believing God for a miracle, and He showed up.
Gardner added it would have been a difficult holiday season without the surprise.
Absolutely. And it means so much to the children because we were wondering how we were going to figure things out, but there was already a plan in place. And so again, we just thank you so much for everything and just the community and the love that's been shown. We're so grateful.
The idea for the event came from the Lowell Police Department in Michigan, where video of their traffic stops went viral after officers stopped drivers for minor traffic violations. But the officers weren't handing out tickets. A few quick questions about what the driver's family wanted for Christmas, and moments later, those items showed up. Because INET detectives don't conduct traffic stops, they decided to serve warrants. INET's plan came together in less than 2 weeks, with more than $5,000 raised in cash and donated items from local businesses and individuals. The next stop was to the home of Keith and Elizabeth Dovier and their 2 young children. Keith works the night shift, and as a single-income household with 2 children, he said they had just enough money to get their kids only a couple presents for Christmas. Their 2 children were staying with grandparents and will have quite the surprise to come home to. The criminal justice system as a whole has had a tough past few weeks across the nation. Monday's event showed compassion and cooperation within the Grant County criminal justice system, from judges to deputies.
It warms my heart, it really does, to be able to have this kind of outpouring of support, not only monetarily but personnel-wise and families, to be able to help someone out a little less fortunate during the holiday season. So I think we're going to do it right and make sure that we make their Christmas today.
This is Joe Utter reporting for iFiber One News.
We'll be right back.
Are your kids rough on your furniture? Things looking a little run down? Then come to More Furniture in Ephrata and we can help get things back in order. We have all the top name brands made with strong quality support, including Sealy Posturepedic mattresses, because whatever you do in bed, Sealy supports it. The next time your furniture is in need of some replacing, stop into More Furniture in Ephrata, locally owned and trusted for over 100 years.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
Welcome back. The next story is about a food drive in Wilson Creek that benefited nearly a dozen local families. Reporter Jeff Chu has that story.
Wilson Creek, with a population of around 200 people and a small school, has collected about 1,600 food items in its annual winter food drive. Students and staff hauled the food from classrooms into the school's cafeteria last week to carefully organize it into boxes for needy families. The food drive has become a popular holiday season competition between classrooms, the winner of which gets a pizza party for collecting the most food. Wilson Creek School Principal Sally Nelson, who instructed students on how to evenly distribute the food into boxes, explained how the effort works.
This year we actually have 11 families selected, so it will go to 11 anonymous names, families, and there's also gifts that go with them. And it's a great, it's just a great way for our kids really to see. Earlier this morning, we probably had 12 to 14 kids involved. They went to each classroom and they picked up all the food, and then different staff members helped get it all up here. They line it out all along the stage. Then we organize it all like you've been seeing us do. And then once it's all organized, then we take it and start putting it all evenly into the boxes.
Nelson said the families are carefully chosen based on need.
There's an anonymous way we do it. And so just because, we don't want anybody to feel badly about it, it's something that we really want to do, and it's just a joint effort from the Wilson Creek School District.
Carol O'Callahan, the school's librarian, now charged with overseeing the food drive, said she was impressed with the program, having seen it in action for the first time.
It's just kind of been nonstop since I started in September, and I've been hearing about this all semester long, what a big production this is and what a lot of pride the kids take in it, and it's certainly true. And the community and how they come through. I mean, we have about 1,600 items, and not including 2 turkeys and a ham per family. A lot of those were donated or hugely reduced in price by some of the local grocery stores, and that was nice. And also collected by our Wilson Creek Livestock 4-H Club and families of those kids. Just amazing.
Inside preschool teacher Jessica True's classroom, gifts for 20 children were stowed away in bags waiting for distribution. Rihanna Skidmore, a sophomore who has helped with the food drive since 7th grade, expressed how she understands the food drive helps needy families.
I feel like I'm helping people get food who can't afford to get food or can't manage to get their family what they need to eat. That way that they don't go to bed hungry and everything.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story out of Ephrata, where the community at Foursquare Church held its annual clothing drive to help the homeless. Reporter Devin Higgins has more.
The Ephrata Foursquare Church may look quiet on the outside, but inside it's a whole different story. Since 2010, the church's volunteer ministry program has assisted the homeless by collecting coats, hats, and other winter clothing for men, women, and children. Coordinator Dawn Prince said she's seen the demand increase in the recent years, but so is the support of the community.
Actually, it's a lot more this year than what we've had in the past 3 years. The community is getting much more involved. We had 2 churches that helped us out this year, and not just for the Christmas project, but through the whole entire year getting ready to get this far.
Prince added that while they have an abundance of adult clothing, they're still in need of coats for children of all ages to keep them warm for the next few months. Aside from the clothing drive, the church gives out free hygiene packs containing soap, shampoo, and toiletries. Prince said it's a necessity which the homeless often can't afford.
Well, the homeless in particular don't have the means to buy that kind of thing. Even if they get a little bit of assistance from the state, it's usually only for food stamps. So hygiene products are one of the things that they don't buy and that they can't buy. And so we put enough in the bags to last them for approximately a month. And so each bag costs about $15 to $20 to put together.
On Thursday, the church will open its doors to the community for a full Christmas dinner and are expecting in excess of 200 people. Prince said that while the holiday season is the highlight of the year, her group will continue to help wherever and however it can. In Ephrata, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFiber One News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.